right, there, now I'm recording. Sorry, guys, you missed the first few minutes. We're just reviewing the what we talked about at the team meeting about accountability partners and getting your goals set up and stuff like that as well. That's the only bit you missed. Please mute yourself when you're coming on so that you can, everybody can hear us a bit better. So yeah, when it comes to budgeting for the two events, if people have missed the big GoPro in November, then the women's GoPro is an excellent alternative option. And again, we had some people in our group that have really done this very affordably. Todd and Dory were telling us at the team meeting that they managed $32 a person for food for all 4 days because they shared a condo. Liz and Corey were mentioning that it worked out, I think, to $25 per night for their hotel. And that was per person for the 4 nights. So again, it can be done on a huge budget that way. And with Uber and Lyft and some of those other ways of getting around Vegas, it doesn't matter if you're geographically really close to where the hotel is. The women's GoPro is at the Mirage, so it's right on the Strip. That's about just a quick recap and review. So this is your time to brainstorm with me. Tell us some things that, you know, it's the first few days. This is the tough spot. This is the hard part. You get back and life slams you. So share with us some of your victories or some of your challenges, and we can help work through those. If you want to speak, just unmute yourself and then we'll hear you. And Jan, if you can mute yourself if you don't want to speak on the bottom there. I think we got your dog speaking. I think he heard me say speak. All right, anybody have anything to throw into the ring?
I'll jump in. I'm going to admit I've had some challenges life has thrown at me since I got back, but I kept with my plan to do at least 15 minutes of something a day that would be business oriented. So I started writing down some goals for myself, including maybe one way to get some of my downline purchasing more, maybe get involved with ER. So I'm going to, I don't have a computer, but I'm going to go to the library. I'm going to print off stuff regarding ER and the business side of Young Living. And I'm going to do up Christmas cards for everybody with a little note in there and just wishing everybody the happiest of Christmases and maybe start that way.
That's awesome. That's great. Like I said, it doesn't matter. You know, life is going to send you all kinds of nasty curveballs. If you can carve out that 10 or 15 minutes and still sort of keep your eye on what your long-term and short-term goals are, then it also helps you when you're dealing with challenges in your life to feel not quite so overwhelmed by them, because you still feel like you're moving forward instead of kind of drifting like a shipwreck, so to speak. So that's really great, Kimberly. Good for you, girl, because you've had some real challenges for sure.
I also have planned with 2 ladies to do a couple of make and takes just to even talk about the product and different ways to use them. One I'm hoping to have here next week just before Christmas. The other one unfortunately won't happen until after Christmas, but it's still a start.
That's huge, and that's really good because you're having income producing activities in the month of December, which is huge, and it's really important. So good job.
That's it for me for right now.
All right, awesome. Thanks for jumping in. Anybody else have anything to brainstorm about?
All right, I'll jump in. Can you hear me?
Yep, can hear you good.
Okay. It's on our way back from Vegas. I ended up talking to 3 different people in 3 different situations. One was when we were in Toronto waiting for our connecting flight. I think both of them, 2 of them were there. Mm-hmm. They have a screwy system in Toronto, and this Asian fellow, I don't know if he's Chinese or not, was sort of looking lost and everything, and I already found out the issues with the problems for the gate we need to be at. So we chatted a bit, and his name was Tom and everything. So after we got off the plane in Ottawa, then he was at the coffee bar getting a coffee, and that Deb were walking by, and I was about went up to him anyway, and I said, "Well, I hope you have a good time in Ottawa." I didn't know if he was from Ottawa or not, and I wished him luck and all this stuff. So I was about 10, 15 feet away and thought, "Oh, I should give him a business card." So I went back and I gave him a business card, and I said, "This is the business that I'm in and everything." I said, "Have a look at it, and if you have any questions or want any information, get back to me." And he thanked me by my first name and said, "Oh, great, yeah." Very broken English. The next day I got an email from him. He works for a computer company and he's in Ottawa. And he said that's the first time in 7 years that somebody has proactively given him their business card. So I'm going to do a follow-up email to him, and I didn't get in a lot of details or any details about what business we were in or anything. One of the things he mentioned was, I could tell by your passion how much you enjoyed your business. So I thought, oh, okay, cool. Then there was another lady waiting to get on the plane to go to Ottawa, and we were chatting and found out we were both coming from Vegas, both coming from GoPro, and we chatted for a minute, and she's with Beach Buddies?
Beachbody.
Beach Bodies or something like this, yeah. Anyway. So I again chatted a bit. I mentioned we were in the essential oils and that, and she said, "doTERRA?" I said, "No." I said, "Here's my business card," and I told her to go onto Young Living website, check out Seed to Seal, and she seemed quite interested in the oils and that. I said, "You go into Young Living essential oils, check out the Seed to Seal for sure, and anything else you're interested in. And then go and check any of the other oil sites, oil company sites, and find the same information." And on the side, I said to her, "I already did that. You won't find anything, but you need to do that." So she was thanked me and everything, took my card and said, "Oh, definitely look into it." So whether she gets back to me or not, I've given out business cards before or not. So anyway, Debbie and I didn't end up sitting together on the plane. I was sitting in the middle of a set of 3 seats, and there was a guy sitting on my right. And he was watching the show. What's the standing show?
Still Standing.
Still Standing.
With Johnny Harris.
With Johnny Harris, who's on Murdoch Mysteries. Anyway, we watch that all the time. So near the end of the flight, I started chatting with him. He's never home. He was flying in from Calgary. He flew out there the day before, did a course. He was in town for a day or two. And he's a professor at Carleton. He was going to give a course. He was flying back today to Calgary and flying back tomorrow night. I said, "Does your wife think she still has a husband?" So, and I explained about my brother Tony, who never saw his kids grow up and everything. So I just gave him the business card. His name was Matt. I didn't get his last name or anything. I just gave him the business card. I said, "You go in and check. It's about essential oils. Yada yada. There is an income opportunity as well. But we're looking at people that maybe are interested in bettering their health and wellness and freeing up some time." So I left him the card, and we saw him out in the lobby too at the airport, and just a couple of quick greetings and that. So it was like Debbie says, the Mel Robbins, who said 5-4-3-2-1. If I would have sat there and thought about it, I probably would have, walked on. But using that scenario, I just said, "Hey, you know what? It's not going to hurt anything. I'm going to give him the card." Not to be pushy or a lot of people think of network marketing as pushy and aggressive and that. So, and I just left him my business card and said, "If there's any questions or interests, please get back in touch with me. I don't have the time to chase you. If you do have some questions, I'll answer the questions. If you have some further interest, that's great. If not, I won't be chasing you around because I don't have the time for that." So 1 out of 3, I got a response.
Well, and that's a fantastic, thanks for sharing that, because again, like we heard on stage, it's a numbers game. And you have no idea either which person that you might talk to that you could change their life for their health, or something that Young Living could do product-wise, but also for the business. And you never know when that's going to happen. So one little tip, and I can't remember who we learned this from, one of the gurus in network marketing, is when you do that, I think it was Brian Carruthers actually, is that when you give them your business card and you say, here it is, you can check it out, how about then you hand them your phone and say, I have a policy that I don't answer phone calls from numbers that I don't recognize. And so if you would be so kind as to put your name and your contact information into my phone when you do give me a call, or if you do give me a call to choose to reach out to me, then I will recognize it and I will answer it. And other than that, my policy is I don't answer calls from numbers I don't recognize. So it's a nice, very low-key way to get their contact information right into your phone right away, and just say, hey, this is how I do things. I'd love to keep in touch. If you do want to reach out to me, then enter your number. And he says, when you do it that way, he rarely has anybody that says no. They usually take your phone and enter their information. So that's a way, that you don't have to say, do you have a business card? You can just say, hey, I look forward to connecting with you.
That's awesome. That's a really, really, really good tip. I'll make sure I put that into effect next time. With this guy, Matt, who's a professor at Carleton, he was telling me his wife is American. We joked about, he said she didn't care for the idea of moving to Canada when they moved a few years ago, although she's pretty happy about it now. But she used to work for, she was some kind of scientist or something, worked for a biochemical company in the States who actually found a placebo or something that was really effective for MS. The biochemical company or the pharmaceutical company said, well, we're not going to do that because there's no money in it. How can we rebrand it as something for maybe good for diabetes 2 or something like this, because an MS thing won't make us any money. So she got thoroughly disgusted with that. And she left the company, and she's working actually for the National Research Council in Ottawa here. Perfect. So, that having that information would have been great, so that if they do, I usually
and then when they put their name into your phone, when they walk away, you can sit down and you can put some little notes in so that you remember about this is the person, that this is their background and this is their wife's background, or little hints and tidbits that you can put into your phone contact list where they have the little notes section, so that you can find these people again or know what they were talking to you about. And you can then take that home. And remember, we talked about having a recipe card box where you have your follow-up, your care call box. You could then put in some information onto a care call card and set it into the next month and maybe follow up. This is also where I carry the little samples that you get from Young Living, the little tiny, open ones. So often if I give them a business card, I'll give them a lavender sample or a piece. Like when we were out for dinner in Vegas, the first one of the nights we were there, I gave him my business card and I gave him a lavender and a peppermint sample and said, this is how you can use it. So then if you follow up with that person, and I've got his business card, when you follow up with that person, then you can say, hey, how did you like the lavender sample I gave you? So it gives you something more to talk about other than, hey, did you go look at my website?
Right.
So those are a couple of tips. Just always have some kind of little sample that you can share, and those little Young Living sample packs are ideal when you're talking to them. If you don't know what to share, usually by talking to them, you have some idea, but peppermint is good for keeping you alert and focused and anything that kind of is sore. So that's a good one. Not everybody loves lavender. Some people aren't very big on lavender, but if they have any issues with stress or sleep, then you could give them a little lavender sample. It doesn't cost much. And then, like you say, have them together with your business card. So I actually have a little tiny wallet that's just a little zippered wallet that I just stuff all the different samples in, and I've got business cards in the front of it, so I can just pull that out, rifle through, find the sample I want, hand them my business card, and then you've got the two together. So between that plus handing your phone to someone and say, it's so awesome to meet you, my policy is I do not answer phone calls or emails from people that I don't recognize, so I'd love for you to put your information into my phone.
Yeah.
Gives you a way to
Well,
contact.
Deb and I both have that little case that Adam came up with, and yeah, we have business cards in there, like 3 or 4 or 5 business cards. Plus, we also have only 2 or 3 of each of the different samples will fit in there.
Yeah.
Get all 4 different samples in there, but we usually carry that. Unfortunately, I put my bag in the overhead, so by the time it was a little awkward trying to get it out at the end of the flight when everybody's trying to get off the plane. But yeah, that's absolutely great. That's really good information.
Well, and that's another good tip is always keep those things handy. Like in a coat pocket, in a shirt pocket, in a pants pocket, in your purse. If you're a woman, like I always make sure before I go traveling, I make sure I've got it loaded, I've got it ready to go, and I've got it somewhere that's accessible. Karen, show us. Yes, wonderful.
But that's hard for me to put in my pocket. I don't carry a purse.
No. But even in your wallet, those little sample packs fit in your wallet, and so do a business card. So like for men, always have, even if you just have a couple in your wallet, then you're easy.
Well, I usually have it with me because that little case fits easy in my pocket. It's very unusual that I ended up with my backpack in the overhead. So otherwise I would have had it, but normally I take it everywhere.
Yeah. Anybody else have anything to throw into the ring?
Carla, I will say when you were here at my house, you gave us the little essential oils emergency kit, and we had that with us. And Todd and I were putting peppermint in our tea on the way home from the airport, and the gal sitting next to us was like, wow, I can really smell that. And we had been talking to her, and you know, as you kind of learn, you listen to the keys, and she was very passionate about her kids, and as we were talking about her kids, one struggled with asthma, and so like you said, you got to listen to what they're passionate about and how you can potentially help her. We didn't have our business cards. They have been ordered, should be here shortly, but she had hers, and so you know, she suffers from migraines. Her son has really bad asthma, and so we sent her information the next day, and I told her, you know, in a couple of days I'll follow up with her. And then, you know, Todd and I, it's just been crazy since we've been back home, but we've just kind of had a plan. If he hits 2 people a day, I hit 2 people a day, 4 people a day, you know, 28 to 30 a week. And that's kind of how we've been trying to get through the holidays at this point is, you know, we can at least get through December that way and kind of go from there. And to kind of piggyback off of that, my brother was with us over Thanksgiving. We had our oils, our diffusers, was running stuff. He came back, his son got extremely sick, and they ordered their kit. They got it yesterday. He immediately calls me and goes, all right, here's what's going on. I know these can help. What can I do? And, you know, so you get him to share and understand. And then they've got so many contacts that we'll be following up with them going, you know, okay, you know, you've seen what it can do. Here's, you know, how can we help you help others kind of thing. And again, it's just continually just reaching out to those contacts. Just like I said, 4 a day if we can hit those.
That's a great goal to have. And like I said, when you think of your everyday life, you know, just, you know, going to the grocery store, getting gas, you know, those kind of things, you can find ways and you can make ways happen. You whip out your oils and you rub them on, or you shake it into your tea. Or, I mean, one of the people I signed up who's been a long-term ER member for years, 8 years now, I put Deep Relief on my neck on the airplane, and I didn't have a sore neck. I had no reason to do it other than I wanted her to smell it. and ask me what the heck I was doing. So exactly. And Adam, he would go around the gym and he would like lather on, oils when he was working out, or if he was helping his people, his clients, he would whip out something and put it on their knee, or he'd be chugging citrus oils into his water, very obviously doing it. Of course, in Canada, you're technically not supposed to do that now, but whatever, you're using it the way you want to use them. And so a lot of the team members he have are from those, those experiences. So you can create curiosity because what we have smells, and it smells good. Just don't use Rutaval on an airplane because they eject you at 33,000 feet.
And it's the one thing I'll share with the one thing that Todd said immediately when he came home. It's because he couldn't join us tonight, but he goes, it's funny how my perspective has changed. Instead of it just being a conversation, now everybody seems to be a prospect. It's completely changed kind of the way he's, just listening differently, just that active listening of having a friendly conversation with somebody and, sharing that more of that passion. And I guess, Carla, one thing that I kind of struggle a bit with is my passion is more the helping of the people. I know the business piece will kind of come with that. So it's for me, it's kind of getting out, kind of trying to figure that middle ground of building the business, but more wanting to share the passion and what's helped us. And I will say that's kind of where I'm stuck right now a little bit, is just kind of trying to find that happy medium of, I want to share the health benefits, but how do it's then kind of figuring out, and I know we're going to run out of time soon and a lot of people haven't shared, but that's where I've got to get past.
Well, one of the things that Debbie hates me using is, and I learned this way back, is two words called specific intent. So, and which is what Carlos relating to, especially with Adam. You're doing things with the oils in public for specific intent to get people curious. With regards to your business versus the oils business, my perspective has been, and I'm a business-oriented person, I usually go for the health and wellness of the person you're talking to, and as an afterthought, well, maybe not as an afterthought, but after they show some interest in it or not, you can say, oh, by the way, there is an income potential with that is unlimited. If that interests you, then, we can talk about that as well. But the initial contact I always use is for the person's health and welfare. And once I get past that, then I always mention something about a business aspect and an income potential that's unlimited. And you'll find out real quick whether they're interested or not.
Yeah, I think, Dory, I think some of that comes from still sort of the idea of sort of selling stuff. And like they said on stage, think about solving. Everybody has a problem.
Right.
Everybody has a problem, even if it's just preventing the flu from happening and stuff like that. So everybody has a problem. So when you're talking to people, you're solving their problems. And so striking up conversations, solving a problem for them, they're going to be forever grateful to you. And so it's never about selling them something they don't need. It's always about solving a problem. And you just, the trick is to figure out what is the problem that is most burning in their mind. And if it's, health, or if it's finances, then you can lead with the business if that seems to come up. That's
the piece I struggle with is I'm good with the solving the health problem. It's then approaching them either that point or someday about the business piece.
Yeah.
And that's the hump that I've got to get over. That's my struggle. I am so excited to share the product and helping them solve that health piece.
Right.
It's getting to the next piece that I've got to figure out.
Yeah, and that's something that'll come with personal growth and
right.
events and books and stuff like that.
And the women's event in March.
Who's going to the women's event? Dory's going, right? Awesome.
Yep.
That's good. That's good. All right, we have 6-7 minutes left. Does anybody else have anything they want to chime in on, or?
I thought I would jump in here. Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So believe it or not, I had to get up extra early this morning so I could prepare a sugar scrub sample for my husband to take to work with him.
Oh, fantastic.
He has a guy at work that his wife organized a vendor show for their kids' school. And his wife is using oils, and he says, that's fantastic. He, makes the house smell great, but she's not really doing anything else with them. So, of course, my husband chimes in about this sugar scrub we've made and how it, is the be-all, end-all. So I said, okay, well, we're having a big make and take on Friday. I'll make an extra one, and I'll send it with you to work on Monday. And he goes, well, I really think you should make it in the morning because you might as well strike while the iron's hot. So I thought, well, here's my accountability right there. So I've got that going on. And the other thing I did is at that vendor event for my raffle, I did a free make and take for 4 people.
Oh, brilliant.
And of course, everybody won. So I am now in the home of, all these people that signed up for my raffle and meeting 3 of their friends. So I thought that so far has been my best raffle prize yet. And it really limited those people that they just want free stuff. Because somebody has to be actually interested before they want you to come over.
That is
sorry, Amy, I didn't get what you did.
She did a raffle at her vendor event, and it was, if you won the raffle, you got a free make and take, and she would come to your house to do the make and take. But of course, everybody that entered won. It wasn't that, they didn't know that, but she's now on the contact list, which is absolutely, oh my goodness, that is priceless. I'm actually going to go over to our Diamond page and post that as a suggestion. I've never heard that before. That's freaking brilliant.
Well, thank you. I can't take all the credit. I learned it on that Tara Cozier vendor event success page.
Okay.
That's where I picked it up. So.
All right. Well, there you go. That is, I've learned something today that's very valuable.
Well, I'm glad I could help.
Thank you. Well, you're doing great for the first week after Grow Pro. That's brilliant. Anybody else in the last few minutes, or do you have some more to share with us, Amy?
Just that my upline, Christine, is going to be my accountability partner.
Oh,
and we have a big Christmas make and take coming up tomorrow night. So we have approximately 20 people coming, and we're making 6 different products. So we've been busy planning that, and I planned most of it before I went to GoPro. But now it's just making sure we have all those details in line. So things are moving.
That's
so
awesome.
Don't forget, Amy, our January day.
I have not forgotten.
All right.
And that's another thing is to get together with people to do your Live Your Passion January 21st event. Again, do something small in your home or partner with somebody local. This is usually a YL family event. It doesn't have to be. You can keep it just for your own team, but it's fun to open it up to everybody in the YL family and learn from each other.
It's interesting that I met Amy at the GoPro, and we had quite the conversation, exchanged a lot of good ideas, and we came up with partnering for the Live Your Passion in January the 21st. So it'll be up in Amy's hometown. Deb and I are going to go up. We have some downline in that area as well, so we're going to do a co-host a Live Your Passion. I think it'll be exciting.
It'll be great.
That's another thing that came out of GoPro. That's huge for us.
That's great. So our next 2 calls are going to be December 19th at 7 p.m. Mountain Time, and then January 16th at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. So same format as tonight. We're going to keep it to about the 40-minute time slot, just so that people are busy and we can just knuckle down. Obviously, in the meantime, in between, hook up with your accountability partners. We're always here to help. You can reach out to us. If there's anything that we can do, let us know. But I think tonight, do you think tonight was valuable? Did you get some tips and tidbits? Yes, good. Okay, well, that's great. We've got 2 minutes left. Does anybody else have anything to throw in? Because when it's done, they just cut us off.
Hey, Janice, make sure I don't have a lazy old nag when I come out horseback riding, eh? Is Jan there? Janice A?
Yeah,
Hello.
there she is. Hi, Jen.
I'll give you a bronc. How's that?
There you go.
Give me a what?
A bronc.
A bronc,
Bronc.
yeah. As long as it's not a donkey.
More like a jackass.
All righty, guys. It was great having this little visit post GoPro with you. I did record 3/4 of it, 7/8 of it, so we'll get that up for the people that weren't able to join us tonight. And thank you for your passion, and thank you for spending some time with us tonight.
Thanks, Carla.
All righty.
Thanks, Carla.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Carla.